Hi everyone! Thank you so much for joining my channel today. Today I want to talk about a super important topic, and that is your relationship with food. So, I want to start by sharing that my relationship with food has changed 180 over the last couple of years. For the longest time, I thought that I ate super healthy. I thought that amongst my friends that I was one of the healthiest people. But as it turns out, I was not eating so great. So to give you a little bit of context, when I was still working in a corporate job, like a 9 to 5, I would drink a coffee in the morning, although black, I would have a black coffee. And that would be like on my way down. Occasionally I would order like also a egg McMuffin or a Tim egg sandwich kind of thing with my coffee as I drove down to work. Then I wasn't a big snacker. I was able to kind of not eat until lunchtime. And then when lunchtime kicked around, sometimes I would have salad, but more often than not, I would opt for a sandwich with mayonnaise and cold cuts and a side of fries. And I thought I was healthy because I was getting like the brown bread, and instead of mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard, I would have just a little bit of mayonnaise, and that I had added vegetables like tomatoes, cucumbers, and lettuce in my sandwich. I thought, oh well, that must be healthy, right? It's proportionally speaking, it's more greens or plant-based than the cold cuts. And for cold cuts, I try to get like turkey or something. Then for dinner is really where I think that's what made me think that I was eating healthy. Because for dinner, I would make dinner, and it was always like a protein with a side of vegetables or salad. We didn't really have carbs with our dinners. But when I really think about it, there were many nights where we did mac and cheese, like homemade mac and cheese, which was probably richer than the stuff that comes in a box. And there was plenty of nights where we did indulge in like a cheese platter with a bottle of wine. And speaking about alcohol, I would easily have 2 to 3 glasses of wine every night. And then after dinner, while we would watch like Netflix or a movie, we'd easily like finish a bag of chips. And this was on I want to say every other day basis at the very least. So I really wasn't that healthy. And so it took me a while to really understand that our relationship with food is extremely flawed for a couple of reasons. One, we are taught that we eat whenever we feel hungry. So I do want to talk to you guys about what hunger feels like and when you should be eating food, and that gurgling sensation in your stomach, what that actually is in your stomach and what that actually is. Two, our relationship with food is deeply emotional, whether we like it or not. The way that we think about food, the things that make us gravitate towards specific types of food, is extremely emotional. And that's normal because when you're a baby, that's what bonds you to your mother, right? When you cry, you eat and you get serotonin releases in your body and it lowers the cortisol. So it's natural that food is an emotional thing. However, I've started to think about food very differently now, and I'd love to share that with you guys. So, talking about when to eat. There is a misconception that you need to eat 3 times a day. For children or somebody who has a chronic illness or somebody who's pregnant, by all means, please stick to those routines or speak to your physician and your GM or your doctor. But for the most of us, you don't need to eat 3 times a day. Eating food is first and foremost to provide energy and nutrient to your body. Now, there's this thing called fat, which is what we store energy as in our body. It is the unlimited supply of energy or the unlimited storage supply of energy in our body. And we all have a certain number of fat cells. We all have a percentage of fat. For you to have 0 fat is actually extremely unhealthy. So every one of us has some preserves. And our bodies are amazing how do I call it? They're like, I want to call them like chemistry, laboratory, and logistics experts, because they're experts at transforming things that you ingest into molecules that your body can use. And they're amazing at logistically sorting out all of these things to what they need to be, whether that is energy to be burned right away, whether that's to be stored away, whether that's to be flushed out from your system. So because you have this storage mechanism in your body, you actually don't need to be eating 3 meals a day, which leads me to go, well, that feeling that I have in my stomach, that gurgling noise, isn't that my body telling me that I'm hungry and that I should be eating? Not exactly. The gurgling noise that you're feeling is actually your small intestines cleaning itself when it's finally empty. That's actually a process that's necessary for a healthy digestive system. That's actually a process that allows your digestive system to clear out any remaining impurities. And so for you to constantly stress your body with nonstop food and preventing it from getting to that point is actually not the best thing. So then how can you tell when you actually need to eat? Well, I like to really utilize my physical level of energy and my mental level of energy to assess. And this takes a little bit of time to get to know your body and understand what is okay and what is not. I used to get a little bit hypoglycemic in some instances, and so I've come to know what are those sensations before I get to that point. But it's different for everyone. I encourage you to test, experiment, be playful about it. You know, when you're feeling that gurgling in your stomach area, push that out by an hour, push it out by 2 hours, see how you're feeling. And if you're still feeling okay, then you're actually going into fat burning mode and you probably don't need to eat yet. Then I want to talk to you guys about what is the actual relationship with food that we should have. And my philosophy is very simple. Food serves 2 purposes, one of which is majority of the time. So 80% of the time, food is meant for nutrition and nutrition only. Ultimately, it needs to nourish your body. And so if you're not big on protein, I'm sorry, you still need protein for your body to function. If you're not big on fiber, I am sorry, but you still need fiber to function. Same goes with minerals and vitamins and water. Like, your body just cannot function healthily without these things. So whatever it is, find what you can eat that doesn't make you want to throw the food away or throw up, but make sure that you have balanced meals that include protein, fiber, lots of fiber, and a lot of your micronutrients. Food, again, is first and foremost nutrition. And I think we have to stop associating food so much with these stereotypical or these kind of like Instagrammable moments. You eat to be able to nourish your body. Full stop. It doesn't go more than that. Now, food does serve a second purpose, and that is life experiences. Okay, and this does mean eating a chocolate cake once in a while, or trying out new food. When you're traveling somewhere, oftentimes food is part of culture, it's part of life experiences. It is super important to still enjoy those moments and allow yourself to enjoy those moments without saying, oh, well, I'm not eating sugar, so I'm not going to have that chocolate cake at my best friend's birthday party. It's so important to find that right balance. And so my message to you is stop dieting first, but then 2, eat with intention. If you're having just regular dinner, it's nutrition. If you're going to a friend's birthday, yeah, it's part of a life experience. If you're traveling to Mexico, it's a life experience. If you're just having breakfast, it's nutrition. Make your meals intentional and then eat according to that. Don't eat based on your emotions, based on what you think you should be eating because of media or because what people are telling you. Eat balanced whole foods. That is the best way to get nutrition and the easiest way to not gain weight, regardless of how much you eat. So that's kind of my quick video today about your relationship with food. I hope this was helpful to some of you guys. Please check back in, subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every single Friday, and I hope to see you all very, very soon.